quickly and quietly.
Okay. Let's go. There are guards, okay. So it seems I'm not in immediate danger. I talk to the construct turns his head towards you and watches warily. Frey, a curved spine twists this woman postured forward, her greasy hair draped over her large eyes like vines. She smiles at you. You must be visiting someone. Then nothing. Your appearance, she adds, nothing. A friendly visit, I hope. What do you know at Animancer Atso? Oh, I like him very much. Many Animancers could care less about their patients. Look at us like vermin for their experiments. But Atso treats us like humans, even the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself. And I know he's done the same for others. To add what they did to him, he hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What happened to him? Freryl's eyes that back and forth. Her voice lowers to just above a whisper. They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be one of the brightest in Deerwood. That was his reputation here, and that was what brought me to seek treatment. People say it was ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy. But that's hogwash. Even if he was a bit of a showman, he loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he told me once that he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How did he put it? A proxy, I think he called it. Had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? Yes, I can. The point is, it was going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollorborn into something easier to love and care for. God, no, that's something we need. You know what they call those empty little babies in Andra's gifts? No, they call them buoys because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Holy fuck. Anyway, well, it's not like they were alive at any point anyway. Masterazzo had scheduled a public demonstration of his work in Copperlane. He was so excited. And then the next day he was locked in his office, turning away visitors. I heard and he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened. And I don't have the heart to ask him. But I'm glad they are letting him treat people again. Aha! Do you know where I may find him? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked the laboratory? It shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. Have any of the patients here been acting unusually? Well, there is Batixa, who relieves a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman, who they say only has half a soul and who has found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at night sometimes. Different than the normal behavior, I mean. Yeah, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Atso let us know that a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for a new therapy and would be escorted into his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. It seems to me it has gotten quieter over there since it started because they are all dead. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? Well, that's a question for a guard, isn't it? They like to keep it separate. I don't know what if ever seen the guards allow a visitor, just Materazzo. You might ask him, he's very sympathetic. Why are you here? Behind her hair, her cheeks flush. I don't want to say, you will think less of me. I'm listening. These last few years haven't been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try not to think of it as personal. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy took her before she was ever mine. I made do. What else can you do? I moved into a tiny place in Andra's gift, got my mending clothes and the kindness of strangers when I had to, but I was surviving and the gods were watching over me. I could live like that. Then one day this noble woman comes in, wants this fancy gown fixed, gorgeous thing, this shade of blue I've never seen. Only I looked at it and it reminded me of something. I had what they called an awakening. I remembered being a noble woman myself in another life. People doting me over, men doting me over me. The best food, the most beautiful home, all the things you would never dare to dream of, they were mine. It was poison knowing that. All those things I've had that I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls in my little room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was to that or break into a state and start ordering servants around. Seems like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me, but I can't get past it. And I start to wonder, why did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? Maybe you will get there again one day, if not in this life, then in another. That's the strange part is I think even the best wouldn't be enough for me anymore. I think I've gotten to that point when I was a noble lady. Okay. A bunch of patience. So the North Ward. Aha! Chicken. Chicken pox. Flesh construct. I wonder if they are going to become insane. Where the hell am I? Ooh. Okay, something else for the notebook. This is the Sanitarium. Kate Manazzo, fuck me. Do I even want to confront his ass? Well, let's talk to him now that we're here. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. His upper lip is pulled upward slightly, by his pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls.
What is the meaning of this?
I would like access to a North Ward. Out of the question. Those patients are in isolation for a reason. I've been given permission to conduct my investigation down here. You best cooperate.
My answer is no. Whatever you're looking for, those patients will not be able to help you. The head warden will stand by me on this.
Ethelmore told me you're not supposed to be doing any more experiments. Well, yes, Ethelmore hasn't done much good for anyone since he's had his soul move into an inanimate object, so I fail to see why I should let that sway me. If animancers all followed the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We would all be as backward and willfully ignorant as Red Ceres. We would know nothing about life and death, or even ourselves. We would be lost in the dark with no clue as to why. Yeah, I have no interest in arguing out this.
Like so many who stand idly by while a nation slowly collapses into the dust. Apathy and ignorance are the true curse that dooms the Deerwood. Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer, or it will be no one at all.
I heard you were demoted. How did it happen? I saw nostrils flare and he wears his upper teeth more broadly. That's none of your concern. Did none of the others put you at twist, Outmare, that smug weasel? Things went wrong, everything. I don't know how, I'll never know. He spits on the floor as if to remove bitter taste from his mouth. Have you tried your experiments on any other subjects? I have, yes. No point in lying about it. Now that Ethelmore is involved, I asked for volunteers from our patients and a few brave souls came forward. It was very close at one time to a breakthrough. They understood that. They understood their sacrifices would mean something. Okay. Something churns and bolts in this tank. Copper wires and conducts are shiny. The device is warm to the touch. Okay, so I guess I need to talk to the schoolmaster. No, not the schoolmaster, but headmaster. Whatever the hell his name is. Ethelmoedrud. Maybe he will give me a key. Seems logical, doesn't it? Why the hell do I have flesh constructs all over the place? I don't understand. What is their purpose? Maybe to make this place as creepy as hell. Okay, back upstairs. Let's see if they lore master will overrule this dude.
Greetings.
Ooh.
My eyes are
Okay, that's strange. Gram. So I have to push him, okay. Seems I have no choice. Have to push him. Hello, Monty Blanc, how are you? Push him on the subject of experimentation with patients, okay.
What is it now?
Now, as a lawful guy, I need number 3. Your forehead seems dappled of the sun. Perhaps I should discuss your insubordination with the head warden.
You smug cretin. How dare you come down here and meddle? You have no idea the importance of my research.
He holds up his fist and digs his teeth into his index finger, a growl shimmering beneath his breath and a deep scowl compressing his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a heavy key from one of his pockets and nearly slams it through the floor before handing it to you. Okay, nice. So I'm looking for a man named Graham. MoneyGram. This is my face, tell me. That is not my face, okay, that's the guy that kills people. The thundering sky, rain of blood, innocents must drown. Yes, they must. Crazed patient. I'm sure they will escape and try to murder my ass. Sooner rather than later.
These poor people. This isn't the treatment that they were promised upstairs by the cushioned seats and lush carpets. Is that the cure for soul sickness? To be thrown into a cell and subjected to the whims of your captor?
Maybe it is, how would you know? Kana winces. I've seen the sick and the mad exiled, or else treated like contagious vermin, but I cannot believe this is the kindest alternative. But if all were treated like this, the Sanitarium would never survive. What did these patients do to warrant such conditions? There are just as many who come here and are cured of their ills, people who would otherwise be cast aside. I hope so. Kana takes a deep breath. You're probably right. It's just hard to see. Let's be on our way. This place gnaws at your soul. Okay. Apparently I do have a soul. Axgrim, a willowy adolescent boy, stands in the center of his cell, noyish and scoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead, the occasional blink with his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy doll-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin and porous, easily bypassed if you wish it. Why not? You close your eyes and edge forward toward the boy's soul. As you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath, as you did in the caravan's journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one, a parasitic plant that strangles its host. It's predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already feel yourself plunging into some internal abyss of thought and memory. You're standing in a cell now, the same cell in the sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing the flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of a despondent creator. When the construct is closed, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you, collapsing to the floor. A puppet whose strings are cut. You're rushing toward the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly! You think to yourself, quickly! And you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in this new vessel you are strong again. You step heavy-footed down the corridors, unheeded by the other constructs and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad. Coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands upon an alarm machine, a nest of gloves and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work mending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolved in a blur. When they settle into place again, you're outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You're acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to the machine, the one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, and mistakenly those of a little girl. But this body was not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same heartedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous. Unlike the others, this one has no soul of its own. The man speaks, and the crowd applauds with an enthusiasm worthy of a hero's entrance. Bear witness, he says, as he pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow. But the crowd apprehension quickly gives way to awe as the crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the glow crawls through a tube along a length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes and settings and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. He looks back up at the crowd. "Behold," he says, but there is an obvious hesitation in his voice. Slowly, you take a plodding step forward, then another, then another. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable. The crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. "How do you feel?" he asks, at a volume meant for the crowd. And in this moment, at the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all your strength, you drive your head into a crystal globe, and it shatters, striking your head with warm blood. You dive your head down onto the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowd. By the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper function and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in an Evansing now? You are pulled again from your surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that form the thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing another monolith in the center. The room is filled with people, and the people look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There is no mistaking now that the soul of the man who caused your awakening There is no mistaking now that that is the soul of the man who caused your awakening, that gazes out from that borrowed husk, a watcher. I believe we share a common past. I'm just looking for some answers. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight and grunting noise. His eyes soften for an instant, and as it seems, for that moment that he recognizes you, he opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of what he was out to say. His jaw tightens. I know your look, your hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul, it usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go. He dodges backwards with starting grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. Fuck. Holy Jesus.
Hey.
On your word. Hmm?
Hey.
Well,
Yes?
What?
eh?
On your word.
Yes. Words and wrong!
Holy shit.
Hmm?
Yes?
Fuck, why did he move?
Thing isn't doing the job.
Holy shit. Alright.
Yes. Hmm. You.
Holy shit.
Yes.
What?
Following your lead.
What?
Thing isn't doing the job.
Fuck
What?
me in the ass.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Hmm. Hmm.
Ah, fuck!
Yes.
Okay, we're going to rest. So it's time to start pulling the big guns out here. There's no question about that.
Yes?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Eh? Yeah.
Fuck! What the hell is going on?
Eh?
Hmm?
What is it?
Well?
Thing isn't doing the job.
So much. For you. What is it?
This thing isn't doing the job.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yeah.
This thing isn't doing the job.
What?
Holy shit.
Well? Eh?
Yes?
Hey, of course.
Was somewhat unexpected. The chain grown with added weight, the crescent bite marks in the pit, the edges of what? Rocket rigs of Lawful. I guess I should have talked to Grandma before that. What The hell did just happen? It's insane. Let's level up these dude. Definitely mechanics. Let's hold on to those points.
Huh? All right then.
Holy shit.
On your word. Roak 10!
Hey. Of course.
Okay, now there are a bunch of constructs out here. Shit.
On your word. Roak 10!
Of course.
I wonder who else went insane. Everyone. Holy shit.
Francis!
Following your lead. Roak 10!
Francis!
Stand still!
Curse your eyes!
Following your lead. Roak 10!
Hey. All right then. Of course.
Holy fuck.
Answer.
Francis!
Blast! On your word. Roak 10!
Time to see and not be seen.
Sawu. Stand still! Following your lead. Roak 10!
Hey. Of course.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, that door opened.
Hey. Hey, of course.
I wonder if this dude will still be alive. Doubt it very much.
Leave it to me!
not getting through me.
On your word. Proacted!
Of course.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves. Yeah!
Yes?
Ha! Got him!
Following your lead.
Hey. All right, then.
And what does the flame reveal? Leave it to me! Yeah! Leave it to me!
Following your lead. Proacted!
Of course.
A blade in the dark.
So we're basically fighting an immortal, as it seems. A guy that hops from body to body for centuries on end.
My eyes are peeled.
Do you know that guy is still alive? It's surprising. What have you done? I don't have time for this. Okay. blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. I had things under control. I didn't kill him, that was before. It's complicated. A patient of yours, Ushkrim, was working for the leading key only without knowing it. You finish your explanation and Ethel Moore breaks his silence. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and are reliable. Some go as far as to suggest they are all the same person. If truly such a person was here amongst us, plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear that the future may hold for this place. I fear for what the future, okay. I'm grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. We very nearly had our scandal in our hands. What of Asso? What part did his experiments play in this catastrophe? Asso was only trying to help the patients. The leading key took advantage of him. I should have known better than to isolate him. Of course he would resort to deception. The wiser thing would be to allow his experiments, with close oversight, of course. A mind like his must be allowed to create. Okay, so what now? So what now?
Good day, stranger.
The guy clearly fled. Unless I'm missing something very obvious. Let's go back in. Holy shit. Like 1,000 quests. I should start trying to finish some of them. Where could this guy be? Someone...
Well met, friend.
Aha, whatever. Let's go back downstairs. Maybe I'm missing something. Well, for one thing, I need to go back to Hedwig or Helig or whatever. I'm going to start finishing quests. So I have too many of them. There must be something I'm missing here. The next clue. I was just supposed to uncover his presence. Maybe Thor. Okay, so I'm going back to Hedwig. So I said I'm going to start finishing some quests. Tower construction complete, okay. Let's construct this one.
What is it now?
No, nothing. Okay. So let's go back to the inn, have a little rest, and let's get to Hedwig. Okay.
Well met.
Beg your pardon, I have a message for you. You are summoned to the 100th house where Lady Webb wishes to meet with you as soon as possible. Tell me about the lady. You don't know about the lady? She's well... No, I've seen her exactly in a long time, but she's the mistress of Dunrit Row. Has been for as long as anyone can remember. He pauses, eyeing passer-by with suspicion. Quietly he continues. She's supposed to be old, older than anybody. And she never leaves her room. Some say she's wasted away. She's just a pile of bones kept animated by dark magics. She is still at it, best anyone can tell. Learning things, keeping us safe, pulling the strings behind the throne too, it is said. Has a ring of ciphers doing her bidding, telling her everything that goes on. What you do wrong in this country before you go asking the gods for forgiveness. Best you ask Lady Webb first. What's Dunrid Row? A whole mess of ciphers run out of Hadred House. They make it their business to keep the peace, but they don't like you to see them do it. Problems in this city have a way of going away on their own, and when that happens, you can make a pretty good guess as to why. Where can I find the house? It's just over there, my lady, southwest corner of Brackenbury. How did you know where to find me? Well, it's Lady Webb, she knows everything. Okay. New quest, great. So apparently I'm in Brackenbury. Okay. Set back to Copper Lane, rest, and head down to Hedwig's.
Greetings.